Hello everyone, welcome to Digester Videos in Digester YouTube channel. Today we are looking at the Henderson EXON 2 and the Henderson ISOMAX 3. So I presented to you a few months ago the Model X from Henderson, and here is a new beautiful little analog and rotary mixer from them. And we will see in this video all the specification, all the functions. We will see also in this video the little ISOMAX 3 because they have done some ISO. You have a black one and a blue one. You take the color you want, and with little lights, and like always, very good quality for the construction, for the audio. And like always, you will have in this video free, how can I say, a copyright free track to listen to all the functions. Why? Because I don't want to be cut by YouTube, but you will have, like always, in the description of this video, a little Audacity project allowing you to have the best sound quality to if you want to compare the mixers. Of course, there was the Model X from the brown. You have a lot of maybe 30 mixers inside, more than 30 mixers, and you will be able to compare the phono part and the line part on each mixer. You can choose the right sound for you, the sound you like, directly in this little audio versus. So feel free to download it into the description of this video and all the videos with the mixer, with the phono part and line part. For the connection, on the front you will have your quarter jack output for your headphones. On the back you will have all the connections, of course, but you will have the inputs with first the alimentation, the power with the on off. Okay, you will have the channel 1 input with phono line with little screw if you need, the ground screw. You will have channel 2 phono line. You will have your outputs with master out in XLR and boost output on quarter jack, and you will have all your send and insert here. You will have the send left right and return left right, the send left right, return left right, and insert in and out right, insert in and right left in a wire cable, all those wire cable, and it will be for the ISO. We will see in this video the send, the normal send, and the insert for the, and we will see just now the ISO part. So the insert for the ISO part. The ISO part will be on two colors if you prefer the black one or the blue one, and the ISO part will have the power adapter. Of course, you can input and output on SCA or XLR, and you have also an insert part here. We will see in this video for example, if you need to put a filter or every modulation directly on your mixer, it will be the ISO will be plugged directly with those connections or those connections, and your modulation FX directly here. You need a modulation FX like filter or something like that, not for example an echo reverb, because echo reverb will be on the send in the mixer. You know, I just show you the send here, the aux part. Okay, so let's go to the functions. Like always on an analog mixer, I will go on the audio path. You know, I will not show you directly the send or the ISO because the audio is first on the connections and after this little button. So when you connect your turntable or your CD player, whatever line source, you know, you have to choose which input you want, so phono input or line input. After, you will have a trim control. Yes, of course, the real rotary mixers don't have any trim or gain control, so you have to mix around 8, and if you have a track with too much sound, too much volume, you put less than 8. For example, it's 8, 7, 8, okay? And if you have less volume, you can have some gain here between 8 and 10 or 100%, okay? But here we have a trim control, so you can put all your tracks at the same volume before the volume control. So you have trim control. Let's put some music. So minus, infinite, 2 plus 10, and it's really cool because like other rotary mixers with the meters like that, needle mixer, you have a red control for your eyes saying that you are too loud, you know, with your trim control. After you will have a high pass filter, very easy to use with a beautiful curves, and it will allow you to with the volume control to have a good mixing, a good summing between tracks, a good mix, you know. After you will have your volume control on each track, on each channel. Very easy to use. You can put all your hands, all your fingers, or just one fingers here. You can make some example like cuts like that. Really easy to use, and they decide to make it more with more rotation, with more possibility for the rotation, like other mixers. You have on some mixers a little strange little thing, you know, inside, and here it's more movable, you know. After you will have your PFL control, so you can listen to your channel 1, channel 2, and you see here with the meters, you have the master, or you will have just on the left the Q control, the PFL control, and here the master, you see. So you can easily match your volumes between tracks on the meters. It's really cool. It will switch between master and PFL. It's very cool. You have boost control, a secondary output, the master master volume for the primary output. You have your Q mix in here for your PFL section, and it's a balance between what you hear in your headphone and the same thing as the master, you know. And you have your volume control like you saw on the Connexions. You will have a quarter jack for the headphones output. So it will be the same for the channel 2. After you will have your send control here. So be sure to have a compatible unit. What I'm saying with compatible, all the effects will be okay with the send, okay? But you will need external effects with a dry wet pot, dry rotary pot, or dry wet button. You see, because this is a send, and you will have the original inside the mixer. You will have your original plus the send plus the effects, and you will have this sort of thing. Listen carefully. You listen to the phasing. It's not an FX. The phasing is because I use the, how can I say, the no dry wet button on off, you know. If I put on, the sound is correct, no phasing, you know. So there is a few external FX devices with no dry wet pots, so you don't need them on a send. You can use them on an insert if you want. So let's listen to a little FX. So everything goes very great like this. And now for this part, we are going to see the ISO part directly on the mixer and on the Henderson ISOMAX 3. So typically the two ISO will have more or less the same curve in the low part, the low part, mid part, and high part. So let's see with some music. So just every frequency, each frequency, low. Of course, plus 10 will have a lot of red zone, mid, and high. Like I said, on the ISO it will be the same. And at the end, on the mixer, what is really cool is that you have a send directly on the mixer. So you can apply between the low and the mid and the high, like a cross position, you know, and the high. Maybe with a little reverb like that. And with an echo. So you can do a lot of manipulation directly on the mixer, or if you don't have any ISO, you can add a ISO here. And of course, my ISO here will be on the insert on the back of the mixer. But like you saw on the Connections, you have also an insert in the ISO, so you can have your mixer directly in the ISO with the insert, and you can put a filter directly in the ISO here. So if you need a low pass filter, for example, because you have only a high pass filter on the mixer, you can put your ISO in the mixer, your filter directly in the ISOMAX, and everything is linked. After you have your XLR output directly on your speakers or maybe on your recorder, whatever. So you don't need to put anything like the ISO or the filter. You don't need to put anything between your mixer and your speakers. Everything will be inside and you're free to go. And we arrive at the Monsieur Chipote. Yes, it's a little video because it's not only, but it's just an analog rotary mixer. You don't have any internal FX. You have a lot of connections because you can have and it's one of my positive points. You have a lot of send insert. You have a send return here. You have a send for the ISO like we just saw. You have an insert if you need for the to put an ISO, for example, from the same brand, or you can put a filter, for example. You can put like I have here. It's really cool to use this kind of FX. It's a modular FX. You have filter. You have a lot of things here with wah-wah, etc. Wah-wah parameter. So you can put it directly on the insert because it will not work on a send. You know, like I said, send versus insert. You have to choose which device with the dry weight pot. I've told you that directly in this video. So what I like and not dislike, but what I would like for another for example, for EXON 3, you know. I really like the quality of the construction. It's always like that with Henderson. You have a very great audio quality, like you can listen into the audio versus in the description. It's always like that with with this brand. The mixer is cool. I like all the mixer with round circle with needle. How can I say, meters? It's really cool to have this sort of vintage design. I really like the inscription on the mixer. You have a little how can I say, 3D sensation when you put your finger on it. I don't know the time, how many years it can survive, you know, but it's really cool. You have it here, and it's a little 3D printing. I don't know. You have some It's very cool to have this inscription. All the constructor, all the brand can do the same thing. Usually it's very flat, you know. Here you can have the sensation of all of the letters on under your finger. It's really cool sensation. It's beautiful like that. What I would like, if it's possible for a new mixer, is to have a little LED to know where you are on Phono online. Here you have just a little picture, but a little LED could be great to have a visual impact, visual indication, you know. What is really good is to have a send, but with the send you have a send into the ISO part with a FX of the frequency directly in the FX, and it's really cool because you can isolate the low part, for example, to make an echo directly on the middle frequency or high frequency. It's really great to that you can choose those frequency, and it really great that Henderson thought about this function here. And it's the end of this video. If you have any question on the Henderson EXON 2 or the ISOMAX 3 from Henderson, feel free to ask in this video on the comment section under this video. Thank you for watching this one. I hope you like it, and see you next content. Bye bye everybody.